All right, so I'm posting something a little bit different than my normal content. So I am not a car enthusiast. I am a nurse, a mom, and I just purchased my first Tesla Model Y, the Juniper version 2025. So this is my real review using this car now for the last 5 days. I have about 350 miles on it, and wanted to give you guys just a overall opinion about how I'm loving the car, things that I'm noticing that are going to start to drive me crazy, things that I've already done to the car. So stay tuned and I'll show you guys what's inside. All right, so first things first, I have already put on about 392 miles. When I got the car, it had about 5 miles on it. I've been driving my daughter to basketball camp the last 4 days. So we've been driving approximately 40 miles one way, so a little over 80 miles a day. So definitely breaking this car in a little bit. So first thing is the black interior is great. However, these smudges are starting to bug me, so I do need to get some wipes to start bugging those or start wiping those down. And then this mesh black seating, I'm noticing little crumbs and that kind of thing. This we just got in and out, and you know, I'm having to use like a little toothpick to kind of get some of those crumbs out. So I highly recommend to not eat in the car if you have to. And then I did get these all-weather mats. I'll post the link in the comments. So all-weather mats for the front and the back. And I did get my car tinted. So I'm in a parking structure, but I did tint the windows. So this is just regular tint, not ceramic. I did 15% for the front and 5% for the back. And I'll show you guys what that looks like when I step outside the vehicle. I'm not going to purchase the phone add-on attachment thing that goes to the corner because the steering wheel is in the way. So I'm using this for my old car. So this is just, it's a suction cup. I'll post a link to this too. And it holds the phone pretty well. I have a iPhone 16 Pro Max. And things that I'm loving so far, all of the storage here. I did order like a compartment that comes underneath that slides, but it was too small, and I looked at the description. It was actually for the old Model Y, so I reordered that one. And then I was thinking about buying one of there's a container that can come underneath here. It attaches, I think, magnetically, so I'm thinking about getting that because I don't have anywhere to put my sunglasses except in this deep dark hole or in this guy here. So this is pretty convenient. I just have some, you know, junk right now. So main thing that's missing from this car than the old Model Y, I know, is the gear shift. So the gear shift is actually on the screen. So when I press on the brake, I can go forward to drive, and then I just press on the pedal. And then if I go back and park, another thing I can do, and I didn't notice this until my husband pointed it out, but if you double tap on, let's see how to do this here. I haven't done it yet. Yeah, so if you press on this, these are actually the gear shifts, and these are supposed to be used in emergency only. So, but I haven't been using this. I've just been using the one on the screen. Also loving the LED strip that goes all the way across. So it's all the way in the back seat too. So when you go through a tunnel or at nighttime, this really looks good, and you can customize it to any color that you want. So right now I have purple, but you can go to this here and change the accent light to whatever you want. You can also have it, so you can have it white, blue, whatever color and mood you're feeling for the day. So a few things that I noticed with the autopilot, I have full self-supervision driving for 1 month. And FYI, so we did get a referral code from my brother-in-law, and I didn't order the car through that link because everything is ordered through the app. We weren't really dealing with the salesperson, which was completely different for this purchase. So make sure if you have a referral code, you go through that link. And that was a mistake on my end. They can't retract it at all or do anything backwards to get you that three full months of full self supervision driving. But you can have the auto steer, which auto steer pretty much when you're going stop and go traffic. I've been driving to downtown LA from the suburbs, and it's really convenient when you're having that stop and go traffic. So make sure you order through the link. So there is a little camera that will watch you. So I am wearing a hat today, and if I look down or if I have my hat too low, an alert's going to come up and it says driver attention to driver is being obstructed by a hat. So make sure if you're wearing a hat really low, or if you're on the shorter side, I'm 5'6", make sure that you aren't wearing your hat too low or looking down. You always need to keep your hands on the wheel anyway. A couple things, if the camera notices that you are moving around a lot, so looking in the back seat, looking down, looking at your phone, it will ask you to adjust or hold some tension, or do this to the wheel, and then the alert will go away. And I have tried closing my eyes, and it actually hasn't popped up, or there's been no and by the way, this is just stop and go traffic when it was literally going 2 miles an hour in downtown LA. But close my eyes for a minute, and not a full minute, but I would say maybe 30 seconds, and it didn't alert me. But I don't recommend that. Obviously you need to stay awake, so always need to pay attention to something might be coming right in front of you. But I'm really impressed with the autopilot. I'm very impressed at how quick it is, how smart it is. It was making lane changes that I didn't even think were safe or were at the right time, but that was working really well. So I'm probably not going to renew the full self supervision. I'm probably going to do just the auto steer. I do recommend getting the premium connectivity, which makes the map have the satellite view, and it also, you can do the karaoke, you can, let me think of what else. There's a bunch of different features, but it's only $100 a year, so it's $10 a month, so I highly recommend that. And then, another thing that I bought is the sunshade. So I bought this. We live in the suburbs. It's about 100 degrees, first couple weeks of summer or of June, and this shade really keeps the car cool. And I'll put the link to which one this is. It just clips on with these little clips here. It comes with extra clips. The only thing is, I've tried taking it off. My husband installed it, but when you take it off, these little clips aren't really attached to anything. They just slide right in, and they fall from the roof, so you have to make sure you catch them or put them somewhere so you can lose those easily. And then let's see what else. Another thing is the tint. So I got 5% for the back, and I can barely see out my rear view window, so you can't really tell here. But when it's daylight and I've got this tiny little rear view mirror, is really small, so hard to look out the rear view mirror, but you can use your camera on here to look at the rear if you need to. But I don't usually have that on when I'm driving because I'm not looking at my screen that much. But that's just something I noticed with driving this for the last few days. All right, this is what my car looks like. So I've got the white paint, black rims, and this is the 5% tint. I'm sorry, 15% for the front, and then 5% for the back. So you can see fingerprints already, but I'll show you what it looks like from here. So kind of hard to tell, but let's see if we can go on this. Yeah, so it's pretty dark. I've got my flash on. Can't really tell on the camera. And then cargo space, I've already filled this up with stuff if I want to donate, actually. But really roomy, and we are loving it so far. I've been excited to drive it every day, so hopefully this review was helpful. And let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments.